Hello students, welcome to Shri Classes. Today we will take up the numericals. See the theoretical aspects and the formula of different measurement of central tendencies we have completed already, and today I will take up the numericals in my class. This is lecture number 3, statistics. First we will solve the numericals on mean and then median and then mode. So the first sum goes like this: numericals on median. It is not median, mean, numericals on mean. Find the mean of the following data, class interval, frequency is given. If you have been asked which method is the suitable method for this one, then I will say the xi is also having smaller values as well as the frequencies. Xi is nothing but the class mark, and the class mark is the midpoint of these groups, class intervals, which is also a small number relatively, and the frequency is also relatively smaller number. And hence, given a choice, I would like to go for the direct method of finding the mean. So what are the columns that are required? Class mark, which is xi, then fi xi, the product of fi xi. Okay, these are the columns which are required. So class mark is 0 to 10. The midpoint of this is nothing but 5. Okay, and this is 15, 25, 35 and 45. What is the class size? 10 here. You go on adding to the first xi 10 here. See here, 5, 10, 5 plus 10, 15 plus 10, 25 plus 10, 35 plus 10, 45. Next fi xi, this is 40, and this is 150 plus 30, 180. This is 250, 55, 5, 380, 85, and this is 405. This is how we are getting it. So what else we require? If you know the formula very well, you can you should be able to remember that. Thing is, generally in a rough note, try to write the formula first, and then you will also come to know how many columns are will be there, so that there will not be a confusion with respect to the number of columns that we need to mark and populate the values. So this is what we require: sigma fi, and this is sigma fi xi. These are the things which are required. So how much is this one? Find the mean of the following: 20, 12 plus 8, 20, 30, 30, 40, 50. And finally here you have 0, 5 plus 5, 10, 1. How much this was? 2. This will be 1260. I think it should be correct, 1260, the sum. So the mean is given by, arithmetic mean is given by, I am adopting here direct method. I hope you understand that, which is arithmetic mean is explained here. Direct method is adopted. Therefore mean is equal to x bar is equal to sigma fi xi divided by sigma fi, which is equal to 1260 divided by 50, 1010. So this is 5 2s are 10, 5 5s are 25.52s are, and therefore we get x bar is equal to 25.2. What is the answer? It is correct. So this is how we can calculate the mean for the following data. Now I'll take another example where really we need to find out which method is to be adopted. Okay, you can note down this one. Meantime, give me here book. Here there is one more sum. This appeared for 2007. This was for 2007. Yeah. Now I will take a little bit different one. 0 to 50, 17, 35, 43, 40. Here we have one more numerical. Calculate the arithmetic mean of the following distribution is what it is given, and also the question is 2001 C. Calculate the arithmetic mean of the following distribution using a suitable method. So suitable method, when he asks, then definitely you need to choose between the direct method and the other two methods, step deviation method and shortcut method, which is also called assumed mean method. Those two depend upon the values of the xi, which is a class mark, and the fi. If those two are larger values, then you can actually adopt for either step deviation method, which is most preferred, or you can go for the shortcut method, which is also called assumed mean method. So here this is how the problem goes. Class interval and frequency it is given to us. I require little space here, just a moment. So second example, find mean by suitable method. Class interval is given, frequency is given. Class interval 0 to 50, 50 to 100, 100 to 150, 150 to 200, 200 to 250, and 250 to 300. These are the same. Class and frequency 17, 35, 43, 40, 21 and 24 and 24. So this is what we have been given the sum. So we will calculate this now. Which is the suitable method for this one? Definitely I can say the class mark is quite bigger number, and fi, of course, these are very large values, and therefore the suitable method that I am going to adopt is the step deviation method. So how many columns are there in the step deviation method? In order to understand that, let me write the formula first so that you will come to know. So to find out the x bar arithmetic mean using step deviation method, it is a plus h u bar. So this way you can remember the formula very well. H u bar. What is u bar here? U bar is nothing but the arithmetic mean, which is equal to sigma fi ui divided by sigma fi. So here also I can write a plus h times sigma fi ui divided by sigma fi. This is the formula which we are going to adopt. So how many columns are required? I require definitely class mark xi, then I require di deviation, which is xi minus a, and then ui which is equal to h which is equal to, just a moment. So I require xi di, this is x minus a, and then finally ui here, which is equal to di divided by h, where h is the class width, and finally I require fi into ui. Is that clear? So these are the columns which I require. Here class mark 25, 75, 125, 175, 225 and 275. Is it correct? It is correct. Out of this one, I have to denote the assumed mean in the xi column. So two observations here, three observations over here. Either I can denote 125 as A or 175 as A. Probably I can go for 125 as or 175 you consider here. Let this is equal to A. So here DI is calculated as Xi minus A. Xi is 25, 75, 125, all these values are called Xi. So DI let us calculate here. DI here it is 175 minus 25 which is equal to 175 minus 25 which is 150. 175 minus 75 which is 100. 175 minus 125 which is 50. This is 0 here. Then 225 minus 175 equals, see here I made a mistake, therefore you should never make that mistake once again. It is important. It is always Xi minus A, that is important. So it is preferable to write these values Xi minus A, 25 minus 175 which is equal to minus 150. Then 75 minus 175 which is minus 100. 125 minus 175 which is minus 50. Correct? No? 175 minus. Next 175 minus 175 which is 0. Then comes 225 minus 175 which is 50 plus 50, and 275 minus 175 which is 100. Check the values, all these things. UI is equal to, next is UI. What is this? UI is equal to H. What is the value of H here? Which is class size. Class size is nothing but 50. So I am going to divide all these things by 50 here. So this is minus 150 divided by 50 which is minus 3, minus 100 divided by 50 which is minus 2, and minus 50 divided by 50 which is minus 1, 0 divided by 50 which is 0, and 50 divided by 50 which is 1, and 100 divided by 50 which is 2. So minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. These are the values. Next comes Fi into UI. Fi is 17 into minus 3 which is minus 51, and then 35 into minus 2 minus 70, 43 into minus 1 minus 43, 40 into 0 0, 21 into 1 21, and 24 into 2 48. So which are the summations that we require? Here I want, this one is sigma Fi Ui, and also finally here I require sigma Fi. These are the two values. Sigma Fi Ui will work out. This one 3 4 164 minus 164, and this one 9 6. So minus 164 plus 69 5, then 16 minus 6 say 10 9 0 which is minus 95. Okay, and sigma Fi I think this is 180, and therefore finally I can directly populate the values here. No need to once again extract the values and write it. Therefore x bar is equal to, A is how much? 175, because you have denoted here itself. No need to write once again. H is the class width. What is the class width over here? You can write here H is equal to 10, or you can somewhere populate the values here. It is preferable. Maybe you can make a small something like this, in your answer script. It is preferable if you can write, that is, here I'll write in this block. Ek minute. Let us try to write properly. Sigma Fi equals 180. Sigma Fi Ui equals minus 95. and h is equal to class width, which is 50, and therefore x bar equals a plus h times u bar, which is equal to a plus h times sigma fi ui divided by sigma fi, okay, which is equal to a is how much? A also I'll populate here. A equals 175. So all the values we have populated here in this region, and then I can substitute values. 175 plus into bracket sigma fi ui divided by minus 95 divided by sigma fi 180 and into h is 50. 1010 cancels here, so we can calculate this as which is equal to 175 plus, here we can calculate as minus 25 2 5 25 42 divided by 18. Okay, so this is how we are getting. So if you work out, it will be 2.175 plus 175 plus, here we are getting how much we are getting, give me 26.38 26.39 I'll consider we are getting approximately. I worked out that. So you can see here, this is minus here, it is minus 26.39, and therefore 175 minus 26.39, which is equal to 170 26.39 00 correct, 148.61. Let me check the answer. It is correct. So this we adopted here, the step deviation method. See, there is not much difference between step deviation method and your the other method, that is shortcut method, which is assumed mean method. There it stops here itself. Di is equal to, in assumed mean method, we have to calculate, we have to find out fi into di here, 17 into minus 150 and all. Of course, that will be a quite larger number, isn't it? And therefore, I adopted the suitable method as the step deviation method rather than the assumed mean method. Okay, so make a note of all these things. Here I am taking one typical example where you must be familiar by now with less than series and more than series. The given data is the less than series, and always in less than series the frequency given would be the cumulative frequency that I have cleared in my previous lecture. So the given information, it is not the frequency but it is the cumulative frequency. That is one point to be considered. And another thing is the less than sequence is given. Here I would like to adopt the assumed mean method because already I have covered the first method, direct and step deviation method. Let me cover the assumed mean method only for this exclusive sum. So in this, what we'll do here, for assumed mean method, what are the columns that I require? First I'll write the formula in the rough here. So this is x bar is equal to a plus, it is d bar. I can also say d bar here. D bar is nothing but the arithmetic mean of the deviations. If that is the case, this can also be written as plus sigma fi di divided by sigma fi. Is it clear for you? Why did I write d bar here? D bar means it is sigma fi di divided by sigma fi. That also you should know. So definitely I require up to deviations, the columns. But before that, I need to convert this into a data having class intervals and the frequencies. So I'll continue this data as it is, class interval. Check here the difference between these two, this is 10 here, meaning the class size is 10. Less than series, always upper limits. So I need to find out the lower limits for all these things. So less than 10 means it is 10 minus the class width, which is 0. Therefore 0 to 10 is a class interval, first class interval, 0 to 10. Then comes 20 to 30, 20 to 30. Then here it is 30 to 40, 40 to 50. How I hope you are able to understand how I am obtaining all these things here. First one is 0 to 10, and 20 minus 10 is 10, 10 to 20, 10 to 20, and then 30, 30 minus 10, 20, 20 to 30, and 40 minus 10, 30, 30 to 40, 50 minus 10, 40 to 50, 60 minus 10, 50 to 60, isn't it? So class interval. What about the frequency, Fi? Fi is equal to, go on, it is less than 10. Less than 10 means 0 to 10, definitely only 14 students are there. As it is 14, I'll write it. Finally, this minus this, this minus this, this minus this, this minus this, this is what it will give me the frequency. So 22 minus 14, 22 minus 14 is 8. 37 minus 22, which is 15. 58 minus 37, 58, 8 minus 7, 1, and 5 minus 3, 2. Then 67 minus this, 67, 58, 9, 0, 9. And finally 75 minus 67, which is equal to 67, 3 plus 5, 8. So this is what, I hope it is correct. Let's check once again and then we'll proceed. 14 plus 8, 22, 14 plus 8, 22 I got, plus 15, 37 I got, plus 21, 37 plus 20, 58, and plus 9, 67, plus 9, 75, plus 8, 70. Is it correct? It is correct. Then comes class mark. Class mark is 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, and 55. Then what else is required? Di is required. So Di is equal to Xi minus A. So in Xi column, assumed mean is to be considered. Which one shall I take it? Little bit the bigger number. This I can consider. Equals A. Now 5 minus 35, 5 minus 35, minus 30. Then 15 minus 35, which is minus 20. 25 minus 35, which is minus 10. 35 minus 35, which is 0. Then 45 minus 35, which is 10. And 55 minus 35, which is 20. Let's check once again. This is assumed mean is 35. 5 minus 35 minus 30. 15 minus 35. 5, 5, 0. 3 minus 1 minus 20. 25 minus 35 minus 10. 35, 0. 45 minus 35, 10. And 55 minus 10, correct it is. Then Fi Ui, not Ui, Fi into Di, that column is required. Fi, I is a subscript, remember, okay, into Di. I think this will confuse. Simply I will write Fd also I can write, or Fi Di. Fi Di. How much it is going to be? 14 into minus 30. 42 minus 420. Is it correct? Okay. 8 into minus 20, minus 160. 15 into minus 10, minus 150. 21 into 0, 0. 9 into 10, 90. 8 into 20, 160. So plus 160 minus 160, it will get cancelled. So let's do the sum here. This one and this one, it will get cancelled. So I have to add these two. Minus 420 minus 150, 0, 7, 5. So minus 570 and plus 90, 0, 8, 4 minus 480. So this is sigma FIDI which is equal to minus 480, and I require sigma FI also. This is sigma FI is equal to 21, 30, 38, 38, 8, 46, 10, 56, 56, 60, 75. Check this one, sigma FI 75. Okay. So finally we'll adopt the formula now. What is the formula for arithmetic mean? Arithmetic mean. But as I said, let me populate the values also, or write the formula first. Absolutely no problem. Is given by a plus d bar, which is a plus sigma fi di divided by sigma fi. Okay, directly you can populate also. A is 35 plus sigma fi di is minus 480 divided by sigma fi, how much? 75. Okay, and this is equal to 35. Okay, plus if you work out 480 by 75, if you work out in the rough, it is minus 6.4, and therefore 35 minus 6.4, which is equal to 35 6.4 28.6. check the answer, 28.6. okay, so we are getting the value of arithmetic mean as 28.6. I hope you are able to understand. So therefore finally I'll write, therefore arithmetic mean, following is the marks, mean marks obtained by students is equal to x bar equals 28.6. Note down. Here there is one more typical sum. If the mean is 65.6 of this particular distribution, we have to find out the missing frequencies and the sum of the frequencies given. See here, I have prepared these two columns already, but before that you will be given only these two columns here, the class interval and frequency. Thing is, this frequency contains, there are two missing frequencies and we need to find out F1 and F2. Couple of informations are hidden in the given sum. Mean is given as 65.6 and the sum of the frequencies is 50. So basically the sum of the frequencies is here sigma fi equals 50. Once again we can find out this one. So this is important information. So given that x bar equals 65.6 and sigma fi equals 50. I have calculated already the xi and fi. Which method shall I adopt now? Can I go for step deviation method is a question now. Here these are quite larger numbers and frequency also, of course there is quite a, I mean fi8 and these are reasonable, but these are large numbers. So probably I can go for I mean xi is quite large here, fi is also reasonable, and this is what finally I have got it. I can add it and take up as it is, or I can go for step deviation method also. So let me take up the step deviation method. See, direct method you can work out easy. Let me take the step deviation method and try to find out the missing frequencies over here. Okay. Let's see. So what else is required here after sigma fi xi? Di is required, which is xi minus a. So assumed mean I'll assume here as a. So 20 minus 60 minus 40, 40 minus 60, minus 20, 60 minus 60 is 0, 80 minus 60 is 20, 40. So this is what I have got di. This is xi minus a. Then let us divide this by class size ui, which is equal to di divided by h. That is nothing but 20. I'll take 30 minus 20. It is di divided by h, and h is class interval. Class size, and therefore 20 I am taking. So minus 40 by 20 minus 2, minus 20 by 20 minus 1, 0 by 20 0, 20 by 20 1, 40 by 20 2, and 60 by 20 3. Yes, I require sigma, then fi into ui, fi into ui, 5 into minus 10, 8 into minus 1, 0 into f1, 0, 20 into 1, 20, f2 into 2, 2 f2, 2 into 3, 6. One frequency already gone with 0 here, that's okay. So this is what I want. This is sigma fi ui is equal to minus 10 minus 18 minus 20 minus 18, okay, 20 plus 6, 26, 26, 26 minus 18, which is plus 8, 8 plus 2 f2, 8 plus 2 f2. Therefore this is 8 plus 2 f2. All informations are available here. X bar is 65.6, sigma fi is 50. So I require two equations. Let us see how I can obtain two equations. Sigma fi is given as 50. So what is sigma fi? This also I have to do it. How much this one will be? 35 plus f1 plus f2. So sigma fi is equal to 50. Therefore 35 plus f1 plus f2 equals 50. f1 plus f2 equals 50 minus 35. So f1 plus f2 is equal to 15. I got first equation. Pen. Now x bar equals a plus h u bar, which is a plus h into sigma fi ui divided by sigma fi. A is how much? 60. A is 60 plus into bracket h, class width, which is 20, into sigma fi ui 8 plus, into bracket I'll write 8 plus 2 f2, the whole divided by sigma fi is 50 here. Sigma fi 50, 10 10 cancels, which is equal to x bar is how much? That value will populate 65.6, 65.6. So 65.6 is equal to 60, okay, plus 20, okay, correct it is. So this is 16 by 5 plus 16 F2 divided by 5. Just multiply this one, open the bracket here. Okay, so take LCM also. 2 into 2 4F, 2 into 8 16, 2 into 2 4F2. Just a moment, 4F2. Okay, 65.6 equals, take LCM, 5 into 6 30, 300 plus 16 plus 4F2. So cross multiply. 328. 328 equals, I have got 4F2 plus 316. So 4F2 is equal to 328 minus 316, which is equal to 328 12, implies F2 is equal to 12 divided by 4, which is 3, and therefore F2 equals 3. I got it. 4 3s are 12. How to find out F1? Take equation 1 here. From 1, I'll write from 1 F1 plus F2. F1 plus F2 equals 15. So F1 equals 15 minus F2, which is 15 minus 3. 15 minus 3, which is 12. And therefore, finally, my answers, missing frequencies are F1, which is 12, and F2, which is equal to 3. Check the answer. So yeah, it is correct. So what we did here, I just want to tell you couple of important informations are hidden. One is the mean and the sum of the frequencies. It's important. And we require two equations. One equation I got it by the formula of step deviation, that is the arithmetic mean for step deviation method, and another is the sum of the frequencies is 50 here. Therefore, if I add all these things, I get 35 plus F1 plus F2, and this is equal to 50. By substituting or by simplifying, I get F1 plus F2 is 15. And finally, with this one, I get equation number, directly I can get F2 is equal to the value I got it, 3, and that I can substitute in the first equation, and I was able to get it. The same problem you can solve it by direct method also, or the assumed mean method also. Here, of course, the calculation can be a little bit simplified, and therefore I just took the step deviation method. See, many times we take direct method to solve such numericals, especially whenever you are asked to find out the missing frequencies. You can go for the direct method, and only thing is, in direct method the numbers will be little larger. So twice you have to check it, and finally you have to solve the problem. So make a note of this one. I hope you have understood. So make a note of this one, and we'll go to next sum. Now I will take up some numericals on how to find out the medians. Already you know the formula for median of a group data, L plus n by 2 minus Cf into h by f. Now this is the distribution given to you, class intervals and the frequency. What is the next step to be followed? We need to find out the cumulative frequency, because to find out the median we have to prepare the cumulative frequency distribution table, and therefore cumulative frequency that is called Cf. Now 5 as it is over here, 15 plus 5 20, 20 plus 25 45, 45 plus 20 65, 65 plus 7 72, 72 plus 8 80, 80 plus 10 90. So we have got the cumulative frequency. How to solve this problem? Here n equals sigma fi equals 90. Therefore n by 2 is equal to 90 by 2, which is 45. Locate 45 in CF column and mark the median class. If 45 is not available, then just greater than 45 is to be located. But fortunately here we have 45, and therefore this I will consider as the median class. Mark it as median class. Immediately after that, the preceding CF needs to be marked as CF here. The preceding frequency is to be marked as CF. So let me populate the values. We know that formula. First we'll write down all the parameters that are required here. L equals lower limit of the median class, which is 40 here, and n by 2 is already there. CF I require. CF is 20. H is required. Median class size 50 minus 40, 10. F, the frequency of the median class, 25. So with this we'll try to substitute in the formula and find out the answer. So median is equal to L plus n by 2 minus CF times H, the whole divided by frequency. L is 40 plus into bracket n by 2 is 45 minus CF is 20 into H is 10 divided by frequency, F is 25. This is equal to 40 plus 45 minus 20, 25 into 10 divided by 25. This will cancel, which is equal to 40 plus 10, which is 50, and therefore we got the median as 50. Check the answer please. Median as 50. So make a note of this one. Now we'll have a look at this question. Question number 2. This appeared in CBSE 2013. Find the missing frequency if n equals 100 and median is 32. So dear students, you should remember one important thing. Always, whenever the question is to find out the missing frequencies, then the couple of informations will be hidden in the question itself. There are two informations given here. One is sigma f or sigma fi, the total frequency is 100, and also the median is 32. So these are the given information which you should remember. Now we have to prepare the cumulative frequency distribution table, for which we'll go on adding now. These are the two columns given to you, and the third column is a CF table, CF column. So 10 as it is. This is F1 plus 10. This is F1 plus 10 plus 25. So how much this will be? F1 plus 35. So this one is F1 plus 35 plus 30, which is equal to F1 plus 65. These things and all you can work out on the rough side and then post it over here. That in that case the table appears to be quite good. So I'll write that way so that you also will follow the same method. So 10 as it is. So rough working space I'll do this side and erase later. So this is 10 plus F1, and this one is 25 plus 10, 35 plus F1, and 35 plus 30, 65 plus F1. Okay, directly also you can do. Then this will be 65 plus F1 plus F2, and this will be 65 plus 10, 75 plus F1 plus F2. What about this? All this if we add, I'll get the same thing. 75 plus F1 plus F2. So what is this one is equal to? This is equal to sigma n is given. N is 100 here. So this is n equals 100 equals so and so. So let us see how to solve this one now. First of all, n by 2 we have to locate it. N equals 100. N by 2 equals 50. We have to locate, 50. Before that, rather than locating, if you want to locate 50 here, it is not possible because f1 can take any value, and therefore the important information given will write it. What is that one more important information given here? The given is the median is equal to ME equals 32. Now is it possible to find out the median class? Yeah, because the median must lie in the between the median class interval. That means the median must lie in the median class interval, and therefore which class interval is the median class? 32 lies between 30 and 40, and therefore I will mark this as the median class. Okay, so this is median class. If this is a median class, immediately I have to mark this as CF. I hope you are able to understand that. Okay, what else is required? N is equal to 100. This is one equation, and from that I can get one more equation. So let us see here. First I will note down all the given information. Median, okay. Then N equals 100. What is N here? 75 plus F1 plus F2. 75 implies 75 plus F1 plus F2 equals 100. So F1 plus F2 equals 100 minus 75, which is 25. So F1 plus F2 equals 25. So mark this equation as first equation. Okay. Now here I'll continue there, or probably this side also. Now once again I would like to write all the given information. N equals 100, N by 2 equals 50, and median equals 32. L equals, lower limit is 30 here. Lower limit of this one, median class interval is 30. What else we want? L ho gaya, N by 2 ho gaya, and CF I want. CF is equal to, here it is, 35 plus F1. 35 plus F1. What else? H is required. It is 30 to 40, means class size is 10. That's all. Yeah. So ME equals L plus N by 2 minus CF into H divided by F. Okay, F also I will note down here. F is 30 here, frequency of the median class. So let me substitute. ME is given as 32. L is 30 plus into bracket N by 2 is 50 minus CF. CF is 35 plus F1. I'll open the bracket, minus 35 minus F1, the whole divided by frequency. F is 30 into H करना है. I have to this one into H is 10. Yeah, this is correct. So definitely this 0 cancels here. So therefore 32 is equal to 32 equals 30 plus 50 minus 35, 15 minus F1, the whole divided by 3. Is it correct? Yes, it is correct. Now this is equal to, from this what is that we will get it? Definitely we get the value of F1 there. So 15 minus F1 by 3 is equal to 32 minus 30, which is equal to 2. So transpose this now, this side. So you get 2 there. Therefore 15 minus F1 is equal to 2 into 3, which is 6. And therefore 15 minus 6 is equal to F1, or F1 is equal to 9. We got the value of F1 as 9. Finally, use equation 1 here. Mark this as 2, and from 1, F1 plus F2 equals 25. So F1 is known to us. 9 plus F2 equals 25. This is from 2, and therefore F2 is equal to 25 minus 9. Therefore F2 is equal to 16, and therefore missing frequencies are finally F1 equals 9 and F2 equals 16. Check the answer. Missing frequencies, F1 is 9, F2 is 16. Yeah. So I hope you are understanding how it is. Once again, finally I'll tell you the important information is in the question, couple of important informations will be given to you. N, that is the sigma Fi, will be given to you, and also the median will be given to you. Median, simply by n by 2 here, which is 50, it is not possible to locate where it is 50 or just greater than 50 in the CF column, because F1 can take any values, isn't it? Say here itself F1 sometimes can take in such a value which is greater than 50. In that case, this itself will become the median class, and hence in order to identify the median class, we must know the median, because median must lie in the median class. So based on the given information, we could look at the median class and could able to populate all the values of other parameters that are required to calculate the median. So make a note of this. Here once again you have a very typical sum. We have discussed more than series and less than series in detail in our earlier classes. So one of the sums based on that is find the median. Basically we have to find out the median marks. In this case, the marks have been given and the number of students. Please remember, whenever the series less than or more than is given, then the frequency is nothing but it is the cumulative frequency distribution. You must remember that. But we know that in order to find out the median, we require the class interval and we require the frequencies, and therefore I must convert this given data into class intervals, frequencies, and finally I have to find out the cumulative frequency, and then I should be able to populate the values of all these parameters based on the median. That is median class basically. So the information given here is below 10, 6 number of students, marks obtained by the students versus the number of students is given. Below 10, 6 students, below 20 marks, 15 students. Now how to convert this into the regular table that consists of class intervals, frequency and the cumulative frequency. Let us see here. I will continue here itself. Class interval, CI. What is the class width here? Class width is 20 minus 10, 10. Okay. Check everywhere here. 50, 60, 40, 50. Class size is 10 here. Below 10 means what? Below 10 means below upper limits. Therefore, this is a less than series. So less than 10 means it is the upper limits are given here. Upper limits are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60. How do you get the lower limits? Subtract the class size from the upper limits in order to get the lower limits. So lower limit is equal to upper limit minus class size. Lower limit is equal to upper limit minus class size. 10 minus 10, 0. So 0 to 10. Here 20 minus 10, 10. 10 to 20. 30 minus 10, 20 to 30. 40 minus 10, 30. 30 to 40. 50 minus 10, 40. So lower limit 40 to 50. 60 minus 10, lower limit. 60 minus 10 is 50 is the lower limit. 50 to 60. Good. I got the class interval. Now number of students, frequency. Number of students, this is Fi. Okay. 6 as it is. 15 minus 6, 9. 29 minus 15, 14, 41 minus 29, 41 minus 29, 41 minus 30 is 11, plus 1, 12. 60 minus 41, 60 minus 40 is 20, minus 1, 19. 70 minus 60, 10. Yes, we got the frequencies. And finally, I require cumulative frequency also, CF. 6 as it is, 6 plus 9. Same thing, यही उतार दो वहाँ पे, because for less than series, the cumulative frequency and the frequency will be same. So once again, I am taking this one, this side. 6, 15, 15 plus 4, 29, 29, 39, 41, 51, 60, 70. Is it right? Okay. So let us start solving the problem now. What is that we require here? Sigma f n equals 70. So first let us locate n by 2 is equal to n by 2 equals 70 by 2, which is 35. In the CF column, locate 35. 35 is not available, just greater than 35. Greater than 35 is 41. So this is the median class. Median class. Immediately after that one, mark karo and name it as CF. Let me populate all the values here. L, lower limit of the median class interval is 30. H, class size is 10. And then what else we want? N by 2 already written, which is 35, not required to be written again. Then क्या चाहिए? CF is required. CF 29. And what else is required? CF is required 29. Frequency F is 12. Yeah, I think everything is done now. Median is equal to L plus into bracket n by 2 minus CF into H. H is written already, divided by frequency, which is equal to L is 30 plus into bracket n by 2 is 35 minus 29, 35 minus 29 into H, H is 10, and divided by the frequency is 12. Okay, so this is equal to 30 plus into bracket 35 minus 12, 6 into 10, 6 into 10 divided by 12. 6 ones are 6 twos are, 2 ones are 2 fives are. So median is equal to 30 plus 5, which is 35. 35. And therefore median marks is equal to 35 should be my answer. Check the answer. It is 35. It is correct. So see, I have taken the less than this thing now. One more example I'll take where the more than series will be given to you, and the same process of formation of this table is to be followed, and then we have to find out the median. So first make a note of this. Here again I am taking one typical example which is given in the textbook. The marks obtained have been given in the form of more than or equal to series. Whenever more than or equal to or less than or equal to, not less than or equal to, less than series is given to you, you must understand that the number of stones is given is nothing but the cumulative frequency. But again, as I said, we need to convert this data into class intervals, frequency and cumulative frequency in order to find out the median. So let us do that one now. So number of stones for a class interval now. Next, class interval. More than or equal to, all these are lower limits. So lower limits are 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 90. Got it? More than or equal to means all these are lower limits. More than series consists of more than lower limits. What is the class size? This minus this or this minus this, 10. Add it to this one and get the upper limits. So 0 plus 10, 10 here, 20 here, 30, 40, 50, 60. I am adding 10 to the lower limits. So I am adding class size to the lower limits. 70, 80, 90, 100. Now we have to find out the frequency first. So Fi, how do you find out Fi here? See, in order to find out Fi, this minus this we will go for. So 53 minus 48, which is equal to 53 minus 48, 2 plus 5 here. Frequency 5 students. 48 minus 45, 3. 45 minus 41, 4. 41 minus 38, 3. 38 minus 35, 3. 35 minus 31, 4. 31 minus 24, 7. 24 minus 15, 5 plus 4, 9. 15 minus 8, 15 minus 8, 5 plus 2, 7. 7. And 8 minus 0, 8. So this is the frequency. Next is CF. See, unlike the less than series, where the cumulative frequency and the given cumulative frequency will match, here it is different. So because even though this is cumulative, they should not match with the way we prepare the cumulative frequency distribution table for calculating the median. Generally we require less than type of cumulative frequency for finding out the median. So 5 as it is, 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 4, 12, 12 plus 3, 15, 15 plus 3, 18, 18 plus 4, 22, plus 7, 29, plus 9, 38, plus 7, 45, plus 8, 45 plus 8, 53. Is it correct? Yes, it is correct. Check, देख लो यहाँ पे. This is little different. This is totally different than what we do it. 5, 8, 12, 15. Okay, it is correct. 53. What else is to be done? We have to populate all the values of the parameters that are present in the formula. So I write here n equals, where is n here? The sum of all this, which is nothing but 53. So n equals 53. N equals 53. N by 2 equals 53 by 2, which is equal to 2 2s are 4, 1, 2 6 are 12, 2 5s are 10. 26.5. Locate 26.5 in CF column or just greater than that in order to find out the median class. 26, 29. This is the median class. Immediately after that, mark this also. So this is median class. This is CF. Let us look at all other parameters. L equals 60 because of median class lower limit, and H equals 10, 70 minus 60. Then n by 2 is there. CF is 22. Then what else is required? F, frequency of the median class 7. Okay, formula m equals L plus into bracket n by 2 minus CF into H divided by F. So L is 60 plus into bracket n by 2 26.5 minus CF is 22 into H 10 divided by frequency 7, which is equal to 60 plus 26.5 minus 22, 4.5. Is it right? 22 plus 4 is 26.5 into 10 divided by 7. So this is equal to 60 plus 45 divided by 7, which is equal to 60 plus 45 by 7. I will work out approximately 6.642, 330, 7 4s are 28, 2, 7 2s are 14, 6, 8. Okay, so this is 66.428, 66.428, or I can say 66.43 should be the median, and therefore check the answer please. Median is equal to 66.43. Let me check whether he has worked out the answer for this one. Okay, 66.43. So it is correct. So I hope you are able to understand, even if you have been given the more than series or the less than series, and in that case how to calculate the median. So what else is there? The mode is pending now. I'll take up a couple of numericals from mode, and we'll see what else is there. First, make a note of this one. Now I will take up the numericals on mode. What is mode? Mode is the most frequently occurring observation. So given two columns are class interval and frequency. The formula for a group data is already written. First we need to identify the modal class. Modal class is the one which is having maximum frequency, and therefore here if you check this, 12 is maximum frequency, and therefore I will mark this as a modal class. I will leave some gap over here in order to write the frequencies. So here I will write this is a modal class. Mark this one and also this one immediately after marking the modal class. This is F0 and this is F1 and this is F2. Any other thing is required? So I will populate the values here first. L equals, lower limit is 60 of the modal class interval. H is a class width which is 20, 80 minus 60, 20. Then F1 is 12. F0 is 10 and F2 is 6. Okay, and therefore formula mode equals L plus into bracket F1 minus F0 into H, the whole divided by 2F1 minus F0 minus F2, which is equal to mode. Okay, L is how much? 60 plus into bracket F1 12 minus 10, class width is 20, divided by 2 times F1, 2 times F1 is 2 into 12 minus F0 which is 10 minus F2 which is 6. So this is equal to 60 plus 12 minus 10, 2 into 20 divided by 24 minus 16 which is 8. So 2 ones are 2 fours are 4 ones are 4 fives are, which is 60 plus 5 which is 65. So check the answer, mode should be 65. It is correct. So please make a note down. After this one I'll take one more sum to find out the missing frequencies. Note down this. So here there is one more typical sum where we need to find out the missing frequencies. Dear students, please remember one thing. Whenever we need to find out the missing frequencies, then important information will be hidden in the question itself, and we must note down separately and then solve the numerical. So here in the given question, find the missing frequencies if mode is 36. Already mode is given to you. So if we know what is mode, then definitely we can locate the modal class interval, and thereby we can populate the rest of the values. So out of this given here question here, this was a missing frequency, and I denoted this missing frequency by X here. See, in unless otherwise given, you can consider this missing frequencies to be X, Y, Z, etc. or A, B, C. The reason being, this F and the frequency that we populate the values, those should not get confused, and therefore here it was given dash, but I denoted this dash which is the missing frequency as X here instead of F. Is it clear for all of you? Because if I denote this as f, then you may get confused with these f's which have been there in the formulae and this f, and therefore I denoted this by x. Now I am pretty sure x is the one that I need to find out. So what else is to be done in this one? I have to locate the modal class. Mode is 36 and 36 lies between 30 to 40, and therefore this class interval and the entire horizontal row is named as modal class. Immediately after that, one this side and this side, I have to mark it. This is f0, f1, f2. So let me populate all the values over here. L, lower limit of the modal class is 30. Class size is 40 minus 30, which is 10. Then what else is required? F0 is what? F0 is x, and f1 is 16, f2 is 12. What else? That's all. Now, therefore mode is equal to L plus into bracket f1 minus f0 into h, the whole divided by 2f1 minus f0 minus f2. This is equal to L is how much? 30 plus C into bracket f1 16 minus f0 f0, I'll note down this f0 x already, x into h, which is 10, the whole divided by 2 times 16 minus f0 is x minus f2 is 12. So what is mode also given to us? I'll write that also. Mode is 36. That is most important information I missed there. So mode is also noted down. Here I'll fill up that value. Mode is equal to so and so. What is the unknown in this entire equation? Only x, and therefore I can calculate this one. So immediately transpose this one. 30 minus 30 or 36 it is 36, please remember. Okay, 36 minus 30 is equal to this. I have transposed 16 minus x into 10, that is 160 minus 160 minus 10x, the whole divided by 32 minus 12, 20, 32 minus 12 is 20, 20 minus x, 20 minus x. I hope you understand that. So 36 minus 6, this is 6 equals minus 10x divided by 20 minus x, cross multiply. 120 minus 6x equals 160 minus 10x. So transpose 160, 10x this side, 120 that side. 10x minus 6x equals 160 minus 120, which is 40. This is 4x equals 40, implies x equals 40 by 4, which is 10. And therefore the missing frequency is, missing frequency equals x equals 10. Hope it is clear. Simple sum. So make a note of this. I'll take one more typical sum here. If the median and mean both are 20, find out the mode. That is the question. In that case, we'll use the empirical relationship between mean, median and mode. So what is the question here? Question goes like this. Find mode if median and mean are both 20. So answer for this one is, see, empirical relationship between median, mode and mean is given by 3 times median is equal to 2 times mean plus mode. Is it right? So here median is equal to 20, mean is also equal to 20. Therefore 3 times 20 plus is equal to 3 times 20 is equal to 2 times 20 plus mode. So 60 is equal to 40 plus mode. So 60 minus 40 is equal to mode. How much is this one? 20. And therefore mode equals 20. So make sure that if both median and mean are same, then mode also you may get as a same. Okay. So this is how we can solve the some of the typical numericals which I have taken. See, dear students, I picked up some selective numericals from R.S. Agarwal and also some previous year questions and from your textbooks also. Now, as these are typical sums, if you look at the textbook, almost all the numericals given are in line with whatever that I have solved, and therefore it should be your endeavor to solve all those numericals, and if any difficulty, please get back to me. So with respect to the chapter number 14, statistics, this chapter is complete in all respects, including the most typical numericals. So I'll see you in the next lecture with a new chapter. Thank you very much for watching.